think we've started. Let me double check. Alright, sounds good. So, let me just go ahead and post. It has... I can't. My keyboard. It has begun. 始まったよ. Okay. My internet's been kind of shaky today. Either the internet or just Twitter, X, I'm not sure which. But, well, I hope it's okay. Anyways, so yes, welcome to Mira's Miracle MIRAdio episode 9. Yes, so we're almost to the double digits. Yeah, already the end of September, but it's still hot. I think yesterday was like a record high, I think, in Japan, or at least the Kanto area. And it was literally like another summer day. And yeah, it was terrible. But today was a little bit better. Still not as cool as I hope, but we're getting there. But yeah, I think like this past week, we had really nice weather for like 3 or 4 days. And yeah, I wish that would stay for like 5 months. But obviously, that's impossible. Yes, which is sad because fall is my favorite season. So I wish the fall season would stay a bit longer, start sooner, end later than it usually does nowadays in Japan. So yes, one second, my throat is really itchy. I'm not sure if that actually fixed anything, but we'll see. Yes. So, yeah, I think most people over here had kind of a long weekend last weekend and had a short week this week, which was the case for me. Tuesday was a holiday, which is very weird. So many people took Monday off so they could just have, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off, a 4-day weekend. So yeah, it was nice, to have a 4-day weekend and then a 3-day work week. Yes. Yes. So, with that being said, enough about the weather and holidays. Let's get to our main point. So, as most of you probably saw, the main point today is food! Yay! Yes, because who doesn't like food? And I feel like Japan is pretty famous for its food. Yeah, which I'm not sure why it got so famous, because growing up I remember people always kind of looked at me weirdly for bringing my Japanese lunch boxes to school. People would always ask like, what's that? And I would always have to explain like, oh, this is seaweed. It's dried seaweed, and it tastes really good with rice. And people would be like, can I try it? I was like, sure. Good memories. But before we move on to food, I want to make sure to talk a little bit about food culture first, because I know I'll get carried away with all the food pictures that I have. So a little bit about food culture. In Japan, it's really big to like finish everything that's on your plate. That is something that has been like beaten into us since we were like little kids. So you're expected to eat everything that's on your plate, and you're expected to not be picky about food. So yeah, like even little kids tell you like, you have to eat your vegetables, like you can't be picky, you have to eat everything. So yeah, I guess it comes from the whole like don't waste food kind of culture, which I think is great. Yeah, I don't like wasting food either, but I think it's okay to have food you don't like also. Like you can just not eat them and just avoid them whenever possible, and if it's there, then suck it up and eat it. But if you don't like something, you don't like something. So I don't think that's like bad. Yeah, or I'm sure like people have allergies too, so there are some foods that people literally cannot eat, so it's not a matter of just like and dislike. Yeah, so I'm allergic to a lot of raw fruits, and if I find any raw fruit that wasn't like listed on the menu but it was like secretly hidden inside, either I will leave that on the plate, or if I'm with someone, I will ask them like, hey, do you like mangoes, because I can't eat them, for example. And yeah, usually they're open to eating it for me. So yeah, and another big food culture thing is to wait until everyone has their food. So I feel like oftentimes in America, you just kind of start eating whenever you get your food. Of course, there are some families who wait and say a prayer before eating, but yeah, I feel like the majority of the people aren't like that currently, at least not where I lived. Yes, so it's big here to wait until everyone has their food, and then we always say before eating, I'm sure you've heard and seen in anime and manga and everything, but we always say itadakimasu before eating. And the literal translation for it means I'm going to have this. Which sounds so weird, literally translated, but that is what it means. But the sentiment is like, thanks for the food, I will now eat this. And after eating, we have another phrase that we use, and you've probably heard this, seen this everywhere as well, but we say ごちそうさまでした, which the literal translation means this was a feast kind of thing. Yes, so basically just, yeah, thanks for the meal. And yeah, other than that, I guess like the other big food culture thing is that we use chopsticks. And yeah, I would say chopsticks are so useful. You can cut, you can stab, you can scoop, you can whatchamacallit, you can grip with chopsticks. So basically, while in the Western world you need a fork, knife, and spoon, you can do all of the functions with just chopsticks. Yes, so chopsticks are the ultimate weapon of choice. Yeah, so I feel like maybe that's really it for food culture that I wanted to mention. Yeah, I think maybe that's it. Yes, so let's then get into food. Yay! Yes. So, since I mentioned earlier actually about me bringing my lunchbox to school, I will show you guys the highest technology of bentos, lunchboxes, here in Japan recently. So, here we go. Oh, here is this lunchbox that you can buy at like the train station, and usually it's somewhere in like a little bit kind of expensive area, but if the timing is right, you can get it like half off. So so you may be wondering like what all of this is. There's like so many caution signs and like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. But so actually I didn't take a picture, but you can probably see that, here there's like a little picture of the bento box and it has a yellow string. So the crazy thing about this lunchbox is that it heats up without a microwave, without anything. Like, all you have to do is pull this yellow string out and it will heat itself. It is crazy. What? Like, my mind just exploded when I first ran into this. And yeah, so you can kind of see, to customers purchased steam heating bento. Yes. So basically, I'm not entirely sure like the physics of this, or the chemistry or whatever is involved with this, but so you pull the string, and I have another picture of what was inside. So this is what's inside. This is what heats up the bento. So I guess like it says calcium oxide and liquid enter, it becomes hot, handle with care, etc. So I don't know what it looks like before pulling the string out, but by pulling the string out, basically the liquid is released and reacts with this calcium oxide, and it heats up, which is crazy. Like, who thought of that? So yeah, the thing that I will say about these bento boxes, they look very like big, but the inside is not that big. Like, half of it is basically this packaging, this calcium oxide. So you might pick it up and you're like, wow, this is heavy. It must have a lot of like rice and meat and all the delicious food inside. And yeah, maybe the rice was just like a centimeter. And yeah, more than half of it was this thing. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, you just wait. Oops. So you pull this you pull the yellow string, you wait like 5 to 6 minutes, and yeah, it's hot and ready to eat. And you didn't even need a microwave, you didn't need like boiling water, nothing. So yeah, that's one thing that I definitely wanted to share from Japan. So if you're traveling by Shinkansen, bullet train, try to look for these. Try. I highly recommend trying this because it's so fun. So exciting. Anyways, so yeah, and I was debating what to show, but let's go to the other kind of typical lunch menu, I guess, and I will show you. Oh, let me move this out of the way. A rice ball. So this is a rice ball being sold in, I think it was 7-Eleven. And what I want you to look at here is the price. So this is 110 yen, tax included, which is less than $1. And let me show you the American one. Oh my god. It costs like 7 times more. More than 7 times the price. One rice ball is $6. Okay, granted that it is kind of like really fancy schmancy rice balls, but still, like, $6? Dude, you're getting ripped off. So here in Japan, rice balls are usually, like, the expensive rice balls would cost like 150 yen maybe, which is like a little more than $1. So yeah, you're still getting ripped off in America. Sorry to tell you this. So yeah, yes, definitely if you need any like late night snacks or a quick lunch, quick and cheap lunch, try the rice balls here, because I'm pretty sure they're better than America and they're cheaper. So definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. Yes. And yeah, speaking of kind of comparing kind of the two countries, so I guess we can compare then. Steak. Yes. So steak here usually is very thin, as you can see, and yeah, in America, oh, let me pull it up. I had it somewhere. Yes, it's like a hunk of meat. You can see the difference here. Yes. Yeah, so it's very different. And I was talking to another person, and we were talking about how a lot of times steak is served with like mashed potatoes in America, but in Japan, usually it's served with like vegetables. And I guess this one does have potato. Just kidding. But the potato is pretty small. I feel like in America, the potato can kind of be overbearing sometimes. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it can fill you up pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, that was steak. And another thing to compare was, I think I had a picture of pizza. Yes. All right, so here's the Japanese pizza. I forgot what size we bought, but you can kind of tell from the can of beer how small it is compared to America, where boom. Yeah, there's my thumb. Just to compare the size, my thumb is there and a can of beer is there. So yes. And another very unfortunate contrast to me was the Japanese Chicago style pizza. And you can't see me, but I'm doing the air quotes right now. The Chicago style pizza. So this is what I got when I ordered the Chicago style pizza. It was like a thin crust all the way around, and inside was like very, very liquidy. And compared to that, oh no, that is huge. Okay, that's not the one. That's not the one either. That's not the one either. This is the one. This is the one that I wanted to show. So Chicago style pizza in America, obviously it has a thicker crust, and the inside, the filling, the pizza part is actually like not liquidy, and yeah, the Japanese one was so difficult to eat. It was like eating straight up like fondue, basically. And yeah, I was like, I'm never ordering Chicago style pizza in Japan ever again. Yes, so that was the unfortunate Chicago style pizza. And actually, I'm not sure if I had a picture. Maybe. Let me see if I had a picture of the American. Ah, I do. Okay. So, all right. This is the American vending machine. And it is kind of an older vending machine, I would say, but it's still like readily available in the US. And I'd like to show you the Japanese vending machine. Which is also okay. This one is ancient, but I thought it was a different picture. But anyways, so in the Japanese vending machines, some vending machines actually do sell alcohol. So you can kind of see it says Asahi, this is Kirin, and of course this one's too old and like out of order, but if you go to like the hotels here in Japan or to certain areas of Japan, you can still find vending machines that have alcohol. I don't think I've ever used the vending machine for alcohol because I'm not a beer type of person. So I don't know how they check your age. I don't know how they do that. But I don't know. Yes. So yeah, this, and also I didn't take a picture, but there are also like cigarette vending machines too. Also not sure how they check your age with that, but I've seen it around. I'm sure they do it somehow. Maybe you have to like scan some ID or something. Yes. And speaking of drinks, I want to show you some interesting drinks from Japan. So, yeah, it's interesting because some products that are originally from America will have more variation in Japan. So, for example, Fanta. Yes. So in America, like Fanta, we usually only see like orange, melon, maybe grape. But Fanta in Japan, they have like seasonal flavors. That was another thing that I was gonna mention for food culture. Japan loves seasonal things. So every season there will be new flavors of like everything. So including Fanta, or like Kit Kat always does some, and Starbucks also, which I will show you later. Yes, so Fanta had this mystery flavor. I forgot what it was, but yeah, it was interesting. And yes, another interesting drink was this pudding drink, which was good, super sweet, like extraordinarily sweet, something that I wouldn't have really expected from Japan, but yeah, that was that. And I mentioned earlier Starbucks. So Starbucks in Japan has so many different menu items from America. And even though America is like the founder of Starbucks, it was established in America, I'm pretty sure Japan has more menu items and seasonal drinks. So let me show you. Yes, here. I think this one is available every year maybe, but this one is the cherry blossom sakura drink. And of course, cherry blossom season is, March, April-ish. So that's when they have it. Yeah, it's like a frappuccino, and I'm pretty sure they also had like a latte version too, maybe. Yes. And then they also had like regional ones once. So like this one is Kanagawa. But yeah, so there are 48 prefectures in Japan. Each prefecture had its own original drink, which is crazy. Like, how cool would that be if Starbucks had its original, like, state drink? Like, that would be so cool. But I don't know if people would... would people order it? Japan is, like, crazy about, like, limited edition or, like, seasonal kind of stuff. So, yeah. And, of course, the marketing worked because I bought it. So, this one was in Kanagawa. This one is in Tokyo. Personally, I think I liked the Tokyo one better. Yes. So, yeah, it was really good. Or, I guess they have 47 drinks. I wonder which prefecture doesn't have one. Maybe Okinawa? I'm not sure. I didn't realize that until now, actually. There's one prefecture that's missing. It's gonna bother me. And speaking of Starbucks, there's a different size. So the tall, the grande, and the venti is the same. And they don't have the Trenta here. The Trenta is, 30 ounces? That doesn't exist here. But they have the short! The short size. So yeah, this is my cousin's iPhone. I forgot which version, but yeah, compared to that, very cute size. So I don't exactly remember like how much content, how many fluid ounces it has, but it's a cute size. So Japan has this short size that I'm not sure if any other countries have. I definitely know it doesn't exist in America unless they started it within the past like 5 years. So yeah. Very cute. I like this size because sometimes I have to like kill time. And I go to Starbucks and I'm like, oh, but I don't want to pay so much money. So yeah, the short size is perfect for that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think maybe that was, well, I guess we could compare cake also. So cake in US usually is very colorful. I'm pretty sure I had, definitely had cake here. Yeah, cupcakes, cakes. Yes, very colorful usually. And in Japan, I found one store that had rainbow cake. I was like, wow, it feels like America. But other than that, usually, it's very like tame. Like here is a Christmas cake, which may seem foreign to Americans actually, because I don't think it's really a tradition to eat cake on Christmas, but in Japan it is. So yes, just simple whipped cream and strawberries. And yes, I would also like to show you this very cute cake. Ta-da! Yes, so this one is actually from Baskin-Robbins. They have ice cream cake in the shape of Pikachu. Yes. So, yeah, this is only in Japan, I think, unless other Asian countries have it, but I'm pretty sure it only exists in Japan. So, yeah, it's so cute, but when you have to cut it, you kind of feel sad. I remember, yeah, it was my friend's birthday, but she had to cut it, and I was saying like, no, don't cut me, ouch, making it hard for her. Yes, so this type of cake is also very famous, and another very famous cake, especially during this season, is the Mont Blanc. So this one's like a fancy schmancy Mont Blanc, but it is like chestnut paste, and it's there's like a chestnut inside, and it's chestnut flavored. And I will actually show you a video of how they make it. So the presentation here in Japan is like wonderful too. So here we go. Look at this. That's what it starts off as. And then, ooh, bam, all that chestnut paste. Bam. So they do that like right in front of you as kind of like a show almost. And there you go. And that turns into this. Yeah, so this is a very popular cake in Japan, and it is available like all year long, not just fall. And yeah, there are actually like Mont Blanc like cafes, basically, like specialty stores for it, which is kind of crazy, but yes. And yeah, speaking of sweets and cafes, I have so many cafe pictures, guys. It's crazy. Yes, so let me just tell you that there are so many collaboration cafes here. It's insane. So, for example, Tom and Jerry. Yes. So this one was like a cheesecake, I think, and obviously you can see, yes. And I should have started backwards. Let me start backwards. And Detective Conan. So a lot of times they have these special menus, and if you order something, you get like complimentary, I think this one was a sticker, either a sticker or a postcard, but you can get these like items that come with the special menu. And here's Final Fantasy Cafe. This one's not really like a collab, so I'll save it for later. And Nagano Cafe, they're really famous for Chiikawa right now, but before that she had I'm actually not sure. They had a character called Jibun Tsukomikuma, and I absolutely adored that bear. The Nintendo Cafe. Well, the Nintendo Cafe, you do have to go inside Universal Studios in Osaka to go to. It's in the Nintendo World. And One Piece. This was for the Film Red collab. Sailor Moon, of course. Sanrio. And yes, the one that I saved for later was I have to delete everything. All right, here we go. This one, this was when I went to Yamaguchi, and they had like a famous hot springs area, hot spring town, and they were also famous for like foxes too, so you can kind of see, unless you can, I don't know, let me maybe enlarge this. You can see that there's a fox, and feet. Don't look at my feet. No. It's a foot bath cafe. Yes. So a few of these exist here in Japan. And if you're comfortable with foot baths, I do recommend going to one because it is very relaxing. You can get a foot bath and just chill, eat food, and either chat with your friends or just, have some me time. And in Japan, we also have a lot of like animal cafes. So a cute one that I went to this past year, I think I went last year in December, was the Capybara Cafe. It was so cute. And yeah, a lot of cafes have like, there's cat cafes, there's owl cafes, hedgehog cafes, Shiba cafes. There's a ton of them. Yes. But yeah, the Capybara Cafe, I think this is the only one that exists, and it was quite difficult to get a reservation. So you gotta be very quick. Yes. So yeah, that was that. And yes, that was a lot of the sweets, I guess. Now, I guess for more traditional sweets, this one's kind of an interesting one. It's a fusion between like Japanese sweets and like Western culture, so I thought it was really interesting. But here it is. Bam! So it's Christmas, but it's it's like a traditional Japanese sweet. Super cute. It's so adorable. And yeah, of course, green tea, because it goes so well with Japanese sweets. So yeah, it's very interesting. Japan doesn't really care about like I guess like holidays origins. So like obviously Christmas is like a Christian holiday, and not many people here are Christian, but no one really cares about that, and they will still make Christmas cakes, Christmas sweets, and celebrate Christmas in a little bit different way. But yeah, so Christmas, Halloween, I think are, and Valentine's Day are still here in still here in Japan. And people don't really care too much about the origins of it. And they just, they bank on it. They're like, let's make a specialty for Christmas and sell it. Yes. So yeah, that was super cute. And I think another traditional one I think I had was this. So of course green tea, because and dango, it's really difficult to explain dango because it's not really mochi, but it's similar to mochi, and that's what most people are like familiar with. It's a little bit harder. The texture is a little bit harder than mochi. I think maybe. Yes, but dango, and I think the middle one was actually chocolate, and then I think what looks like dorayaki, maybe, I forgot what it was. Yes. And yeah, so here's another picture of dango. Yes. So in Japan, in the spring season, we have like a flower viewing event, but yeah, like flower viewing plus sake, booze, and dango are like a set. But yes, it's so good. And all of these are like traditional flavors, and then occasionally they have some like kind of newer flavors. For example, well, actually the top one here is anbata, which is anko, the red bean paste, plus butter. So that combination is like really popular in Nagoya area. And then the bottom one is, I think it was like tomato cheese, tomato mozzarella tomato, something. So they do have some like non-traditional flavors also, which is interesting. Yes. And one thing that I wish America had, and honestly I don't understand why they don't have it, is parfaits. And like people will be like, yeah, we have parfaits, what are you talking about? Okay, I'm not talking about the parfaits, but I guess like I feel like a sundae would be closer to what the Japanese people call parfait. So I'll show you an example. So this okay, this one's a little extreme. I think this one's a little bit better. All right. So all right, so this is what Japanese people call a parfait. This one is a matcha parfait, but in America, I feel like maybe people would most likely call this a sundae and not a parfait. I don't know like where the name parfait came from. It's French, I guess, so I don't know its origins. I don't know what it actually means. So I don't know who's using the word more correctly, the Japanese way or the American way. But yes, I so wish we had more parfaits in America, because like what is there not to like about this? Like, how can you not like this? It is a sundae basically, and I've had this huge parfait kind of this thing was like probably, I can't even remember how tall. It was maybe like 1.5 feet tall, maybe like if I include until like the very top of like the hat, the cone, maybe even 2 feet. But this thing was ginormous. Yes, unfortunately this cafe closed, so I can't go back to it, but and yeah, one more very famous sweet in Japan that I don't find so much in America is the soft serve. And in Japan we call it soft cream. So if you ever find a Japanese person saying like, oh, soft cream, they mean soft serve. And yeah, for any Japanese people listening, soft cream is Japanese English, soft serve. Yes. So yeah, soft serve is like super popular here. I'm not sure why it's so popular, but yeah, like you'll see so many stores that have like the soft serve like sign up in front of their restaurants or cafes. Yes. So yeah, I talked a lot about sweet stuff, so let me just take the last 10 minutes or so to talk about the savories. So all right, so okay, I'll start with a kind of weird one. So ramen is super famous. I'm not gonna show you like the typical ramen. I'm gonna show you a little bit like, I'm not sure if I want to try that kind of ramen. I was talking to my colleagues and we were talking about like kind of weird food from Japan, and I was saying how like raw egg is usually not really eaten anywhere else in the world, maybe. But raw egg is edible in Japan, and it's okay, and people eat it all the time, and people actually love it. I like it. Like I don't hate it, I don't love it, but I like it. And here is ramen with raw egg. Yes. So yeah, you just like mix it together and you eat it. So yeah, a lot of, I think, foreign people might look at this and be like, ew, I don't want to try that. But yes, if you want to try something new, feel free to try. It's safe. Yes, that's what I want to say, basically. That it is safe. It doesn't contain salmonella. It's like, I forgot what kind of pasteurization they do, but they do a special pasteurization that, yes, allows you to eat the egg raw. And to any Japanese people listening, do not eat raw egg in other countries. And do not eat it in America. Yes. And yeah, speaking of kind of noodles, so this one doesn't look like noodles, but I swear the noodle's hidden inside. And this one is actually curry udon, but it's white. So this is kind of like what made it popular. White curry udon. Usually curry udon, it's curry colored, so like brown-ish. But this one, I believe they whipped or like pureed potato, I think it was, and that's why it's white. So they pureed the potato and they placed it on top of the curry udon, and yeah, that's why it looks white. So if you mix it, it will turn brown and you will see the brown curry underneath. But yeah, this one is really good too. Is really good. And the other famous noodle in Japan, soba. So buckwheat, was it? Buckwheat noodle? So I don't have a picture of it's just like an empty bowl. But there's actually this style of soba where it is endless soba. It's called wanko soba, and I've only been once, but basically you eat, and then once the staff sees that your bowl is empty, they will pour another serving of soba into your bowl. So it's like endless soba, bottomless soba. And yeah, if you're full, obviously you just say, I'm full, thank you very much, and they'll stop. But yes, wanko soba, endless soba. Yes. Yes. So yeah, it's a fun kind of thing to do, I guess. Like if you've been to Japan a few times and you're looking for something new to eat or do, it is very interesting. I was kind of surprised that they gave us like this tempura and like egg and vegetables. I was thinking I was just gonna eat soba, but they gave us so much other stuff too. I was like, oh, I can't eat that much. But maybe that's their maybe that's their strategy. So yeah, I think they had like a book where like if you eat more than like 80 servings, like you get to write your name in this book kind of thing. So that was fun. Yes. So yeah, and speaking of tempura, I do have another picture of tempura. Yes. So yeah, this one's kind of small and it's hard to see. Oh, I'm not stretching the right one. Oh, what am I doing? So yes. Nope, that wasn't it. So you can kind of see that tempura. I'm not sure if I've ever seen tempura like this in America, but there's the tempura broth in the middle, and then to the right of it there's also salt. So many people may not know, but salt is also another very popular option with tempura, and honestly I actually like salt better, probably. So yes, if you come here, try tempura with salt. Yes. Another famous Japanese cuisine is, of course, sushi. Yes. So sushi, you can actually get delivered to your home. And this one was delivered. And yes, you can also buy sushi at the convenience store, at the supermarket, and it's all pretty decent. Yes, I did have a picture of American sushi. Let me find it because I thought it was funny. American sushi. Here we go. So American sushi, and if you look closely, it says cooked, which I thought was hilarious that they have to put that it's cooked, and it costs $10. And yeah, Japanese, like you can already see that the presentation is very different. Like Japanese style is very simple, and yeah, like no sauces on top, while in America, like mayonnaise and hot sauce and yes, all of that lovely stuff that you don't need. So yeah, no California rolls in Japan. Yes. And yeah, so if you come here, you should maybe go to the supermarket and try the sushi there and compare. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone who's gotten like food poisoning from like konbini or supermarket sushi, so rest assured. Yes. And yeah, I think that covers most of it. I know I went like super fast because there's just so much. Yes, let's end with Tokyo's favorite souvenir. People may know this one. People may have gotten this one as a souvenir. But actually, I don't think the expiration date is so long, so maybe not. But if you go to Tokyo Station, you will definitely see this Tokyo banana. Yes. And it has Pikachu on it because, you know, Pikachu represents Japan. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed all of the Japanese sweets, mostly sweets. I know I talked a lot about sweets, but Japanese sweets are just so good. And some savory stuff and some high-tech stuff like the bento box. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and I talked a little bit about at the beginning about food culture also. So if you missed that, feel free to catch the archive. And yeah, so I guess have a nice rest of your weekend. Yes, it's Saturday morning for people in America, so I hope your weekend is off to a great start. And yes, it has hit midnight. I am Cinderella. I must go to bed. My magic is wearing off. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of Mira's Miracle MIRAdio. I've been your host, Mira, and I will see you next month. So thank you very much. See you.